Hi, I'm Donna with Donna's Things. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for taking your time, joining in, coming to see what's going on over here on this side of the camera. I really do appreciate it. If you have been here before, you're returning. I don't know how many times it may have been, but you know my heart. I appreciate your time just as much. So it's Friday. I would normally be doing a regular Friday Sewls, talking about what I've been up to, talking about what's going to be going on in the sewing room, and a little bit about life. Friday Sewls was created by Jen over at Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and it's a community of sewers. We're filming what we're doing, as I said, talking a little bit about life, and we all get to share and support one another. And my favorite thing is the tips and tricks that we get to learn about sewing. However, this Friday Sewls is going to be about knowME 2020 KEECHII B Style wrap dress. I'm sure many of you have seen this. I guess you can see it real good. I don't know. I hope so. Have seen this pattern. You've seen the pattern when it came out. I'm sure you've seen many versions on it. I'm not an Instagrammer, so I don't really know how many versions of this has been put out there. But here is mine. My camouflage version of that wrap dress. Now this, I want to start off by saying, while this is a very nice fabric, it's cotton, but it's not denim and it's not twill, but it has the weight of a nice denim. And I will tell you, 7 hours. I don't know if the dress was supposed to take that long, but 7 hours. I did 4 hours, 4 hours one day, and then I did 3 hours the next day when I went to finish it up. Some of it was due to the weight of this denim. You know, when you're working with a lot of fabric and you're top stitching, or you know, you're doing curves, whatever you're doing, sometimes you have to maneuver those pieces of fabric. So you're sewing a straight line, and then you got to kind of move the fabric over here out of the way a little bit, and you got to kind of juggle with it. I think that was some of the process. Also, I did not use my serger. Ask me why I'm a glutton for punishment. I should have used my serger. You know, French seams are beautiful, but they take a little bit more time. But, you know, that was what I started off wanting to do. You're going to see the inside, working with some bias tape. If I had just used my serger, I might have saved myself an hour, hour and a half. I don't really know. However, I'm pleased about this dress. I can't wait to wear it. So let's take this belt off. You see the wide belt. The belt in the pattern is not this wide, but I wanted mine wide. So here is the dress. I use the dungaree type buttons where you don't sew them on, they actually have that prong, so you stick it in through the fabric, and then the back of the button snaps. So I did use those, but I don't even know how to describe it. Of course, here's the wrap. Here's your bodice top. Let's start here. You got your bodice top. There's a dart here at the shoulder, one of those shoulder darts. Of course, the dart here. The dress has, this is a facing, but it's a notch collar, so we actually had to, you know, put on the under collar, the upper collar. I did notice when I was preparing for this video and ironing, this side here is not as straight as this side, so I decided not to tack that shoulder down on the inside so that I can go up in there and see what's going on. I might not bother it, it just depends on what's going on. But here's that collar, the upper collar, under collar, so that you could get the notch collar. I did the sleeveless version, but it does have tabs on it. I'm gonna take it off the mannequin so you can see in a moment. But here is the shoulder tab, and she has color blocking on her pattern design, and I did a little bit of it. For instance, my tab is the opposite side of the camo, so I could have used either side of this fabric, so I used the camo. I didn't want too much color block because I started to do the collar out of the solid, but I changed my mind. But my tab is the solid, and it does have that button on it. Now, I didn't do a buttonhole there. It's just closed up together. You know, I didn't even have to tack it. I just stuck the prong through from the bottom of the dress up to the tab. It is sleeveless. I'm going to let you see the inside where I put the bias tape in the sleeve. You do have a seam down the back connecting you to the back of the skirt. Before I talk about these beautiful pockets, then where the seam is connecting the bodice and the skirt part, you have two buttons. So there's one here, there's one here. I did make buttonholes, and here's the dress. Now, bear with me while I get it off these buttons. So, this is what I'm saying about that shoulder tab. I used the solid color up against here. Here's the button. Then if you go on the inside of my dress, see, this is loose because I told you I didn't tack the shoulders down because I want to get up in there and look at the collar. But here's the inside of the dress. So as I said, I did French seams on the skirt and the back. Now, this was seamed different, but because I had to, I'm sorry, am I out of the camera? I had to take off a couple of inches from that bodice. It was a little bit too long for me. So when I did that, I just did a regular seam to get the skirt attached to the bodice. But as you can see, I cleaned it up real nice by putting the bias tape right there. And it does go all the way around, of course, and tucks right into the facing of the dress. Here's the bias tape around the armhole. I did top stitch it. You probably can't see it that well, but this is top stitch. I did not top stitch over the tab. I just skipped that part. It's tacked, got caught in a little bit right here, and I did that on purpose so it wouldn't go anywhere, but I didn't want the top stitch over that tab. I ironed in, what does it say? Stitched with Love. I ironed in one of my tags I got from Hobby Lobby. Of course, the dressing has the facing all the way down. I don't think she required top stitching on the dress. I didn't look at the directions after I got to the finishing part of the dress. I would not have done it anyway, but I did top stitch the hem. So the hem of the dress is turned under a quarter inch and hemmed that way. But let's talk about this pocket. See what I'm talking about with the dress? The fabric's not heavy, like too heavy to wear, but it has some weight to it. So imagine sewing and maneuvering, especially like after you got this pocket on. So this pocket, You guys know I'm always fumbling. This pocket right here. Now, I did not, again, put the buttonhole on the pocket flap. That was not on purpose. I should have made the buttonhole before I sewed the flap on, and I didn't. And when I got ready to go back and do the buttonhole, I was like, I'm gonna mess that up, so I'm not gonna do it. So I just put the button here, you know, snap the button here. But here's the pocket. It's a big pocket. It's pleated, so you get that pleat look right here, and it has a gusset. Now, the gusset is what gives the pocket the dimension. I guess that's what I would say, the depth. I'm not really sure how to say it. But anyway, you got your pocket. Here's the gusset. So I chose the solid color, the opposite side of the fabric. I chose that for the pocket. Here's pleated, but I used the camo for the gusset. So you have your pocket, and then you have that long strip that you sew around. Get that peak right in there. You know, you sew it around, get that peak in there, and then you sew the edge of the gusset real fine, real close to the edge, all the way around, and you get a nice big pocket that looks like this. And then with mine, of course, it just folds over. It would have been nice to have the buttonholes, because this particular dress, I might have wanted to use the pocket. I may have run out and not really had a pocketbook, because it sticks out anyway. A lot of times I don't do pockets or use my pockets because they pucker out, and I don't want to do that. But this has a pucker anyway. It looks like a box. It handles itself just like a box. Very, very, very nice. The pattern does have pockets up on the bodice on both sides. I normally don't do anything to my clothes up in here. I was thinking about, after I got it made, I thought I might go back and put one. I'm not really sure. I know I won't do both, one on each side, but I'm thinking about going back and putting just one, because that's open in there. It would be real easy for me to just put the pocket. Now, I'll tell you, I bought this fabric from Fabric Hut, and you may have seen my haul. What I did realize when I got home and folded, you know, looked at the fabric, washed some of it, folded it up. This label it's not all over the fabric, but it's in several places, and I guess it's just the fabric itself. It's RVCA DPM, disruptive pattern material. I don't even know what that means. So when I saw it, and I thought I had placed my pieces correctly, but after I had cut everything out, I realized that right on the right back hip, right there, was a big one of those labels. So I, of course, couldn't use that. So I had to cut another piece. But as I was sewing the dress, I saw it in several areas. Now, this one is on the inside, but I know I'm handling this thing crazy. There's a little one right here. I was able to catch that up in the seam. And I saw one somewhere else. But as I was working with the dress, I wasn't even mad about it. I said, shoot, look at the dress, the style of the dress, the fabric, and everything. Actually, it just looks like what, sorry, that didn't do right. It just looks like what it is. So here we are here. There's that pocket. Really, really, really cute. Love the length of it on me. Love the way the back of it does. And the double. Now my buttonholes, came out really good. They're getting loose as I, mess with the dress. Now, of course, that's way too much opening for me, but I'm a tank girl. I have no problem throwing a tank top up underneath my dress. Now, the dress also has 2 other buttons on the inside to keep the flap from opening. I didn't do that. If it does happen to open up on me, I wear slips, so I'm not worried about that. But when I was, trying it on, walking around, it didn't do that. But this is the dress. So, so nice. KEECHII B, you did your thing, girl. It's really nice. I really enjoy it. I think I may make it again. I love the tab here. Very nice. I may make another one. I may not. I'm not really sure. I hope it doesn't take that long again. That's a long time. But when you look at the garment, you look at what you get, you can't go wrong. It's just beautiful. See how when I sit down, because of the weight of the fabric, it doesn't try to fold over or anything. It cooperates. So I love it. I really do love it. So I am so glad I made this dress. And like I said, I might do it again. I might put that pocket. I doubt if I will. The more I put it on, the less I feel like I need it. So I just got to get the right shoes because this is gray, but it's green, and so I'll figure it out. I got to get the right shoes. But anyway, that's one of the things that I have been doing, creating in my sewing room. I did have this dress I thought I would wear for Mother's Day, but since then I've made another dress, and I'm going out for Mother's Day dinner on Saturday with my husband, my aunt, and my cousin, and I made something to wear that for that too. So I'll post pictures of those after I wear them. So I will be back on Tuesday with my next make. As if you've been watching my channel, you can see that I have slowed down. I'm normally showing 4 or 5 pieces, and I still do quite a bit of sewing, but I'm not trying to throw everything here on the channel. But I had given a sneak peek of this on Tuesday, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. I used the size 14. Yeah, I used the 14 in this pattern. The only adjustment I made is the length of the bodice, but I have to do that in a lot of things. I didn't think to do it when I cut here. I didn't even measure for it. I just went on and cut it out, and I did have to take a good inch off of it when I went back to fix it. Normally I fold it up almost an inch anyway, because most bodices are too long for me. But this is it, and so I will see you in the next video. As far as life is concerned, not much going on here. We're just enjoying our babies. My goddaughter graduation was last weekend, had company in the house, and it was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button, share my channel, subscribe to my channel if you will, but you know me, I appreciate it if you're just sitting down and scrolling through and say, hey, let me go see what Donna's Things is doing. I appreciate that just as much. But I do always ask that you ring that bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much. Bye. By the way, I'm wearing the kilo wrap dress.